What's going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some Idle Heroes. I want to thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button and show your support. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, before we get into doing some stuff here, we have a couple of things to talk about. Alright, one is important. Okay, it's very important. The other one's just kind of weird. First one is we have 2 new patrons on the channel, so that's very important to me, means a lot to me. Today, those 2 patrons are Lars Thomason and Daniel Nuwalda. I'm like 72.6% sure at least got one of those names right. So thank you very much for supporting the channel. It does mean a lot to me. I really do appreciate that. I don't really like to talk a lot about it, but you got to give thanks to the patrons because they help pay the bills, and that's important to me. So thank you very much for helping keep the YouTube dream alive. With that said, before we jump into doing extra stuff, another weird story I got today. First time it's ever happened to me in my life. Made me feel kind of special. I was booting up the game today, and a lot of people ask me all the time, like, what do you use to play the game? Like, you always say you have a mouse, like, how do you do that? It's an emulator on my PC. It's BlueStacks. That's what I use. I don't know what Mac has. Like, if you use Apple products, I don't know if they have, like, a special emulator just for them. I have no idea. But either way, so I loaded it up today, and there's a little pop-up, and it was like, hey, watch Wrath of God do 500 heroic summons. And I was like, that's my name. That's me. So that felt really cool. I've never seen that before. It made me feel a little bit special. So, you know, funny story. But with that said, we're here today on the mini/middle/O+ account. For all the people that wonder, that's what O+ means. It's my second official account. Big O is the main, and then O3 is the mid-tier account. So yeah, I balance a lot of accounts, right? I'm a dirty spender. But today, we got some stuff we need to do. Now, firstly, we managed to finally get a little bit of luck and reroll Aida Stone to double attack. Now, I know a lot of people out there have been telling me, Wrath, that's not how you want to run your Aida. You got to get speed HP, you got to get the energy artifact. Okay, I understand that you want your Aida to be fast in PvP. Here's why I don't care to do it and don't need to do it, all right? Let's go take a little gander over here in the arena area of my server. There's only one person on this server with an E3 Aida, and that's Kermit. And guess whose guild Kermit's in? That's right. He's part of my team. Nobody else has an E3 Aida yet, so for me to min-max my Aida for PvP is worthless. It doesn't mean anything because I can generally take most people right now with my 10-star Aida without speed HP or an energy artifact. It's not necessary. Now, as the server progresses and gets older and people start building more E3 Aidas, absolutely, I'll want to min-max my Aida for more PvP efficiency. As of right now, I'd rather her do better in PvE because that's where I really need her more than I need her right here. Just that's why, if you guys are wondering why I don't run her min-max Aida, that's why I don't need it yet. Now, if you're on an old Whaley server with a bunch of E3 Aidas, yes, you're going to want to make your Aida as best as you possibly can so that she can poop on all your enemies. But for me, not necessary. Not necessary yet. One day we'll get there. But for right now, there is something we absolutely have to do, and that is we need Mage gear for our Aida. So we're going to snag that out first, and then we're going to see how much better it has made her. Because before, she was dropping about 80 million damage. Now, that was worse against the third wave of the gold boss, so I don't know how it really carries over to the other bosses. We'll see, I guess. But let's go ahead, scroll, keep scrolling. There we go. Mage gear. Delicious. Selected. Give it to me. So we should be good here. We got plenty of gemages, plenty of goldages. Let's go ahead and forge that up. Yep, I want it. I know it won't be returned, but that's okay. And that's going to give me some extra stats. She's not looking bad. For rocking 6-star ranger gear, that's not bad stats. Over 100,000 attack, nearly 2 million health. I'm down. So let's go ahead and swap things over. Like, boop. And there we go. 2 million HPs, 114,000 attacks. And I do believe she gained some speed out of that, did she not? 1338, not looking bad. Not looking bad at all. Plus, she also gained a little bit of crit in there. 25% crit. Hot. She had crit naturally? Oh, probably tech. Duh, brain. Duh, brain. Let's go over here, and I'm pretty sure that even though it's not telling me to swap gear here, that the ranger gear will be better for her than what she's using now. I'm like 96% sure it will be. So let's go ahead and just pop it over and see. I may be wrong, but I don't feel like I will be. I feel like she will be a better person. Yes, much better. Much more stronger. There you go. 6-star ranger gear for the win. Keep her alive, maybe a little bit better in some of these boss fights. But before we jump into doing a little bit of boss battling, because we do a lot of that, I like the PvE area of the game. It's kind of my jam. Some peeps have asked me if I can do some attacks against some of my friends in my guild. Now, I won't do it in the arena, because I don't like to sabotage their ranks or my own if I'm fighting someone that I know I can't beat. So that's why we have friends lists. I can versus people that I don't want to versus, like Tanberry. Tanberry, for example, solid team, and even if I could beat him in the arena, I wouldn't want to, because he's part of my team. I want my teams to hold the top ranks. I don't want to be farming my own dudes. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So we're going to give old Tanberry here a run for his money. He's got a little bit more power than I do. He's got 43 units, but he's rocking the Gherkinator right now. I'm assuming he's going to swap that to an Aida later. But in the meantime, we're going to jump in and see if we can't do something about it. So here we go. We got the aura. Everything's looking nice. Doesn't really matter where she sits. Ooh, as long as she's in the lineup, that is. So let's see. Let's see how we can run with, about 300,000 less power. The team, like I said, I've got some weenie muffin units in there, but I'm kind of relying on the big daddy dogs to do most of the work. So we'll see if we can make it happen. We're gonna run this in 1x speed. That's a little bit slow. That's definitely slow. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've been really impressed with Aspen for that reason right there. He is such a nuke so early on. Like, he just does crazy damage. There's the big three. The big three staying alive all the way through the battle, and we pulled it out. I mean, Ada's dropping 9 million damage. She's 10-star. Aspen dropping 13, nearly 14 million damage at E3. Now, I'm not going to lie. I like Aspen better than Aida. It's not because she's, worse, because she's definitely the better unit. Aspen just looks awesome. I love Aspen's design, and he's still a really useful unit. So I'm a big fan. So for you guys that wanted to see me fight some people in my team, we took down the Tanberry for you, but we're going to show you guys. A lot of people ask me constantly, what about Yogg? What about Yogg's team? Now, if you guys don't know, Yogg has about the same power that my old account actually runs. And it's actually a decently similar lineup minus all the good stuff back here. I mean, I've got the Shia, the Valkyrie. I'm going to be working on a Horus on that account. So, I mean, it's very comparable to my actual, quote-unquote main account, my oldest one on S10. But we're going to jump in here. We're going to drop a versus so you can see the destruction that is the Yogg machine. It's pretty rough. All right, the Yogg machine, he plays no games. So here we go, jumping in, feeling kind of decent about ourselves for a short time. Losing that attack on Aspen from Shia does make things a little nasty. And we died. Round 3. We were defeated by round 3. And we got pretty lucky with Aspen's Horrify. Aida dropping the most damage on my team at nearly 12 million. But, Aspen dropping nice damage, Horus dropping nice damage. This lady right here is a really nasty counter to my Aspen on my team because he has the highest attack. So when she drops her active skill, it wrecks his attack for his active skill drop because he's slower than Shia is. And that's kind of an issue. She drops that active skill, lowers his attack by 40%. So his big nuke that he drops isn't nearly as nukey, which, obviously not the greatest thing. But it's a pretty decent counter to Aspen, as long as you've got your Shia, fast enough to actually get that out there. But yeah, his team, I've never beaten it, ever, not once. I've dreamed, I've wished, but it has not happened. Yogg is the leader of the server, let's all be honest about things. There's a reason that he stays at number 1 in the arena. It's because he poops on people like me. Oh, poor me. But with that said, we can jump in now. We can try a little bit of boss damage. I don't think we don't have a Pray for Fire boss yet, do we? No, not even close. The other account, I think my main account's getting pretty close. It's kind of hard to jumble all these accounts together. I get confused. We've already finished all our raids, of course. There's nothing we can really do in the guild area, but what we can do is a little bit of broken spaces. Oh, you know what we could do? We could try Seal Land. I don't know if she's going to make any kind of dent now. Actually, I haven't even done my smashes today. We have a very short amount of time to do those, so might be important to get those done. Oh, yeah, we got an aura now. Get in there. That looks better. You have an aura, my friend. Let's see if she can take it down now that she has mage gear. I'm not super optimistic about it, but you never know. I mean, the energy drain is just an absolute butt crack for her. There we go. There we go. I don't think it's going to matter. She's still going to die. Yeah, she's dead. I mean, I didn't really expect her to win, but she did good damage. Go team. Go team, Aida. But yeah, when I get her to E3, down the road, of course, when she drops in the relic shop, things will change. Also, one thing we need to do is I need to go ahead and drop my Aspen Smash in. We don't need to do like any Aspen. I don't need to add anything else in there. These three do everything. Let's go ahead and get up there to smash that hell area. We have 30 minutes left for a reset. This is going to be a very late video. I apologize. I absolutely apologize. Let's go ahead and just snag out some loot here. Oh, that's good loot. Give me that. Next event should be casino event, so that's actually really good. Let's give me some of that. Anything else we need? I'll snag some of those because I can. I don't need that many more of those, though. You can keep the rest of them. Not very good loot coming from the Big Daddy Shadow Dog, so we need some more of this, though. I do need a lot of the purple goo. So, purple goo, get him a bag place. So I got to make an E3 Aida. Like I said, I need, 10, 20, 35,000 purple goos. Not quite there yet. I'm probably sitting around 20,000 right now. Give me some more of those casino chips, though. Oh, there we go. There we go. Burn that gold up. Burn it up. Good. Delicious. All right, so, I mean, we could push a little bit into hell if I wanted to. I'm not really going to worry about it right now. But how does it make us look in our bag? 28,000. We're actually really close now. We were at like 18,000 earlier, so we bought a lot of spirit there, or promotion stones. That's good. I need that. I mucho need. And we got 504 of those puppies, so that's a double completion. Not bad. Gives me some more gold, some more artifacts, which I really need the artifacts. That's kind of like the big deal. But with that said, let's jump in and let's do a little bit of broken spaces. Now I don't have many chips left because I went ahead and killed this guy off. Got that nice, delicious gold and spirit. And I keep forgetting, because I'm a total novice, that you can buy these things. I was like, oh, I'm never going to be able to beat that third boss this time. And I was like, Wrath, you're stupid. You have gems. You can buy them. And so I did. And then we killed it, and it was good stuff. Anyways, I do need a little bit of dust in case I want to upgrade my Aida's stone in the future, which I obviously will. So we're going to drop a little tack here on the Wave 2 broken spaces. And we're going to see with the Mage gear if we're dropping some better damage stats now with our Aida. She was dropping about 80 million damage before, but again, that was on a different boss. I'm not sure how it's going to change here. With Horus and Aspen dropping about 75, 70 million damage each every round consistently. So we're going to see here if maybe we get a little bit better damage out of our Aida, or if it stays very much the same. I don't know. I is not sure. We'll see. That's the whole point. And now we do have a Heart Watcher that might not die absolutely immediately, which also might play a little bit of a role in that. Because before, let's be honest, she never lasted. I mean, now that she's got some 6-star gear, even though it is the complete wrong set of 6-star gear, it's better than what she had before. And like I said, if I can get... I mean, we got monthly refresh coming up soon for me. So I can make some 9-star foods and such. I might be able to get my Heart Watcher upgraded a little bit. And if she gets upgraded, obviously she's going to be, way better than she is right now. So that's kind of important. But we'll see. All stuff in good time. We'll see what happens. Slow things down here at round 11. See what kind of damages we're getting out of people. Not bad. Not bad for the active skill there. Aida's basic attack just eats people. It's disgusting. I love it. I love it much. Now I want to see what their active skills do to them. I think I might have missed it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So they're getting about 2.8 million damage from Horus's block stat. It's important to keep in mind here. So whatever extra is on top of that. Oh my gosh. 8.5 million? That's like 6 million damage. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. So what do we drop here? 288 million. That's not bad damage. I mean, it's not great damage or anything, but, we're getting there. A lot of my damage is percent-based. It's not like using things like Scary and Daddy Moog, who are just like, I don't care, I'm gonna kill you. Or Sigmund. Sigmund's fantastic against these guys. Let's see what we dropped here. Whoa. So everybody hit harder than they did on the other boss, which is to be expected. They were Wave 3, so I believe they have better reduced damage. But also, I believe that since Heart Watcher didn't last all of one round, like she did over there, she lasted, like 3 or 4 or something? I don't remember. She got to stack a few more marks up. Either way, no matter how you slice it, Aida came away the winner here, dropping over 10 million more damage than my E3 Aspen. Now, a lot of people are like, that's so OP, Aida's so broken, she can outdamage an E3. I'm not going to lie, it's definitely in the realm of being a little OP. But you also got to think, when it comes to PvP, while Aida is like the queen of PvP right now, Aspen is still super awesome in PvP, because he not only does great damage like Aida, he also has crowd control, and that's something Aida doesn't have. nor does Aida have any innate crowd control resistance, which is one of her biggest weaknesses. Now, the fact that she is the fastest unit in the game means you can kind of get away from it a little bit, but not necessarily. I mean, unless you're running like me, the stun immune artifact on her, King Bartons, Valentinos, and stuff can still be dangerous to your Aidas, because if they crowd control her, she doesn't really do anything. She just kind of sits there. Now, she's really tanky and beefy regardless. She has a high amount of reduced damage given to her natively, and she heals, so, I mean, she's not like easy to kill or anything. I'm not going to try to undersell that. And here's the thing. While we're on the subject, ooh, look at those heals. Delicious. But a lot of people have been calling like, oh, you gotta nerf Aida, you gotta nerf Aida. If Aida hadn't dropped, you know what they'd be saying? You gotta nerf Aspen, you gotta nerf Aspen. And you know what they said before that? You gotta nerf Valk, you gotta nerf Valk. There's always going to be people crying for nerfs. And in this area, not just because I'm building them, because my other accounts will be fighting these units without building them, I don't think you need to nerf light and dark units ever. They're supposed to be the best units in the game. They're supposed to be unequaled among the other factions. They're the hardest ones to build. They cost the most money. There's no reason to make them balanced with regular faction heroes, in my opinion. Now, not everybody agrees with that. That's fine. But the one thing I do want them to do is they need to slow the power creep for regular factions. And that's just something that I kind of... How much damage do you do there? About 4%. It's not bad. Like in the past, when a new hero launched, namely, we use Valkyrie as an example because she was kind of like the really big upset for the metas, is she replaced immediately every forest unit when she dropped. There was no reason to have Vesta in a lineup. There really wasn't much reason to have Demon Hunter in your lineup anymore because Valkyrie was just better all around in every situation. She's a better unit. And it's now not every time, Cthulhu wasn't that way, but King Barton was. He's still one of the top tier units in PvP. He's fantastic. Down here, Shia, amazing. Valentino, still pretty good, but the top two. But like I said, if they keep dropping units that like completely erase the previous meta, it's not good for the health of the game. So when the new hero drops, I do believe it's going to be a forest unit. I could be wrong on that, but my intuition says it's going to be forest. They need to make sure that it's not like overly amazing, that's better than every other unit that's ever dropped ever. It's got to be better, don't get me wrong, it's got to be good. It has to have a really good solid use in your team, whether it's a new CC unit that has like other weird stuff built into it, makes it good and viable in PvP or whatnot, doesn't matter. It needs to be something that A, is useful, desirable, but it's not something that's going to be like, oh, you've built this unit, well now there's no reason to ever build any of these units ever again. And I feel like that's one of the biggest issues. Man, they've got to keep the game going, I understand that. But at the same time, when you constantly do huge power creep steps like, oh, this is the old meta, the new unit, now it's going to completely crap on that, you've got to have the new unit or you don't have anything, it makes gameplay stale because you end up seeing the exact same teams over and over and over and over again, and it just gets kind of boring to see, like, for a long time, all you ever saw was Valkyries. That's it. It was Valkyrie teams were the way to run the server. There was really nothing that countered them that well. You could do like tie teams or like 50-50 win teams with all Abyss teams and kind of, back and forth with the Valkyries. But it wasn't very fun to see that literally everyone had to use these certain units. It's just kind of boring. Like, honestly, I just wish they would kind of buff older units. Now, I know people are like, that's bad for business. I understand that. I'm not saying take Dragon Slayer and make him the new Valkyrie. That would be dumb. Wouldn't make any sense. But at least make them mildly competitive. Because right now, anything that's below Valkyrie in this area is useless in PvP right now. You can use a little bit of Demon Hunter early on, but when you get down the road, she's trash. She gets wrecked on. She's not very good. So there's really no other option in PvP than Valkyrie. And that's kind of sad. Like, even someone like Melassa, as bad as she is for PvP, could be made useful if she was fast. Like, if you sped her up, her active skill would actually be mildly useful. Reducing enemy speed by 30 points? Not bad. That's got some support utility. But because she's so slow, you never see her built, ever. I mean, she's just not that good. But, like I said, there needs to be some creative design on the dev side of things that kind of make older units more fun to play with, and not just more, like, I think they're fun to play with regardless, but make them a little more useful. So, like, they're not like, oh, you built Melassa, well, she's useless. Like, yeah, she has a role, give her high speed, make her 1200 speed, be up there with speeds like these units, so that, if someone's running one of the Valentinos with 1185 speed, and you've got your Melassa geared up as speed HP with an energy artifact, you may be able to slow those crowd control units or even those Aidas down a little bit, and it might be helpful for your team. So it's one of those things, like, certain units just definitely need to have a little bit of love given to them, because right now there's very clear and definitive units that you have to build from every faction if you want to be competitive in PvP. And I mean, I guess you always need a meta, whatever, but it kind of kills the variety in the game. And I think variety always makes things more fun. But whatever. With that said, just kind of a little bit of in and around about things. What could we do extra? We do need to push the tower a little bit. We knocked out the Scaries the other day, and it wasn't that bad, but these guys are getting quite the lead on me here, up in the 500s. What can we push for? 480 is one of those big nodes, isn't it, that drops good stuff? I think it is. We'll push to 480. It's not a very long way off. I think we can make it. We've got some hot Walter action here. To counter this, let's go ahead and throw you in the back. We'll throw you in the front. I don't mind if all these guys die. It'll be totally okay with me. My big damage dealers, I kind of want to be in the front so they don't get stunned and can, consecutively drop nasty damage versus Walter. So let's see what happens. Let's get in here, and let's just see if we can take down the Walter nodes. Boop. With 2 times speed, of course. I mean, come on now. Hiccup. We'll be fine. Yeah. Looking like they'll probably be all right. I'm feeling like they're going to be okay. Horus actually stayed alive the whole time. I figured he would probably die. But he did okay. Didn't drop a lot of damage, but, whatever. He did his job, and his job was to stay back there and just take punches to the face. Well done, Horus. You're a good man. You're a good man. Now, on the Ice Blink stage, I'm not super worried about Ice Blink. They're not really all that deadly. We'll swap you back around like so, though. Let them get all blocked up on the round 1. Why not? Take some immediate HP damage. I'm down with that. Block, 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 block. Uh-oh, we got some freeze action on Aida. Wow, Valentino actually survived a whole round. I'm blown away. That never happens. Good job. And there we go. Aspen gets free and just one-shots everybody. Just takes dookies on people. Aida didn't do much, but she got frozen. And like I said, that's one of Aida's only weaknesses, is she has no built-in crowd control immunity. And it does kind of make her a little bit like challengeable. I would say if you have an E3 Aida and you're fighting someone without an E3 Aida, their odds of winning aren't very high. Like, they're pretty low, but I wouldn't say it's impossible, because if you're really relying on Aida to do everything for you and she gets crowd controlled, she can't do anything for you, because she does nothing when she's crowd controlled. So it's one of those things, like, I don't know. I mean, she's up there. She toned down. I don't want to say tone her down, because I like her a lot, but I mean, maybe. She might need a little bit of a touch-up to keep her from being like the be-all, end-all, but we'll see more at E3 as more E3s that I get to actually face pop up. So I hate to make recommendations on nerfing and buffing things without having used them in-game against other people using them in-game. It just seems kind of cheap to me. Like, if you're not actually using one or fighting them on a daily basis where you can actually have good information on what you need to change, then don't whine about it, because you don't know. Like, people whined to me forever, you need to nerf Valkyrie, you gotta nerf Valkyrie. And while it was annoying to see Valkyries, you didn't have to have a Valkyrie to win. I mean, like I said, you could run all Abyss teams and you could beat Valkyries. It happened. I've seen people run GVE teams that beat Valkyrie. So she had counters. She could be beaten. It was just, she was very prevalent because she was very good. Wow, Aida just totally dookied on their souls. Good job, Aida. Good job, team. Michelle, I don't think they'll be too big of an issue. I really don't see it. I don't see it. Just one of those things. I'm one of those people, I don't like to call for nerfs on things, because that's what I think whining people like to do. Whiners always want everyone else to be brought down to their level, rather than just be like, hey, I'm going to do something that can beat this. I'm not going to whine about them making it weaker. Now, there are obviously going to be situations where that needs to happen. There's some games sometimes where it's like, whoa, this is obviously way too good. You got to tone it down. But like I said, I'm not there yet with Aida. I don't know what she's going to be like at E3 when I face other E3 Aidas or other, units. But you also have to keep in mind, this is one thing people always seem to, super chips. They seem to kind of forget about, is there is always going to be elite units. You have to have tippy top tier units, especially when it comes to a tippy top tier faction, light and dark. If you don't, what's the point of having a light and dark faction? If they don't rule the game, then you've kind of failed when it comes to that unit, right? I mean, like, if you have E3 Aida and E3 Aspen dropping and E3 Valentino just pooping all over them, making them look like crap, what was the point of having these new elite top-tier units drop? They're not top-tier if they're getting beat by regular faction units. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So I understand that. I kind of get that. So that's something I like to keep in mind. When it's light and dark faction, I would never really want to ever call for a nerf or a buff unless it was just rampantly like this is, you can't touch it with anything, there's no hope. Then maybe you might need to tone it back a bit because then it gets kind of annoying for everybody else that doesn't want to spend money. I get it. But whatever. Not important. We're not here to talk about nerfs. We're here to talk about, ooh, we got 17 ships. We have anything good in here? We have a Heart Watcher. I actually kind of need a Heart Watcher, I'm not going to lie. We'll spin a little bit. What's worse going to happen? That wasn't bad. Oh, look at that. Double profit orbs. I'll take that. 1,000 gems sitting right there. Plus some heroic scroll action. Not bad. Now, I could spin through 7, but I'm lazy, so I'm not going to do that. That's just not me. It's not my way. It's not how I do things. I mean, we have no Heart Watchers in the bag. So I think, ooh, you know what we do have? We got an orange artifact. Give it to me. Ooh, an Echo of Death. Not bad. Not amazingly great, but not bad. Got an Elite 5-star here, too. Summon that out. Yay! The game knows what I need. It's like, you know what? He was wanting a Heart Watcher. There's your Heart Watcher. Thank you, game. I feel better now. I just feel much better. There we go. That gives us the Heart Watcher right away. So we've got our 9-star and then our 10-star Heart Watcher. Obviously not going to be E3ing her right away because we're making 9-star food here next for Aida. And here's the thing. I need 4 9-stars. I got to make a 9-star in Shadow, in Fortress, in Abyss, and in Forest just to get my Aida to E3. Because 2 of those 9-stars go to E1 and E2, and then 2 of those go to making the 10-star for E3. So as of right now, people ask me a lot, like, Wrath, why don't you build up your King Barton? Why don't you build up your Valentino? I'll tell you, I need that food to focus on one unit. And that's how I like to play the game. Not everybody agrees with it. But I see a lot of people who will start the game out, and if they get copies of units they want to build, like, for example, they get, like, for me, I've got 5 King Bartons. Their King Barton right here would be 9-star already. Their Valentino would be an 8-star already. The problem with that is it eats up all of your food for your other units. So yeah, I could have an 8-star Valentino and a 9-star King Barton, but then at best, I would be able to have like an E1, maybe E2 8 if I really pushed it, over here. And it kind of like, I think it's much better to focus on a unit and take it all the way to max because it saves you a lot of your fodder. Like I said, if you build everything that you want to build and just start building it, it eats up all your food. And then when you want to E3 somebody, you're probably going to be short on food because all your food is tied up in your team rather than focusing one of your units to E3, which is generally the best option. I mean, like, let's be honest. If somebody's rocking a full-on 10-star team from Shadow to Light, they have a full 10-star Rainbow, and you have one E3 Aspen, who do you think's going to win? The guy with the E3 Aspen is going to dookie all over him because he's way stronger. It makes more sense to build one thing up really hard and make sure you're not using up all your fodder to upgrade other team units until you're ready to focus on it. So when I decide to start building King Barton after Aida gets to E3, that's where my food's going to go. It's going to be pumping King Barton to E3. So people, you know, like you have 5 stars in your team. It's such a bad idea. It really isn't. I mean, I've been sitting in the top in the arena for a good while. I'm number 4 right now with 5 stars in my team with less power than everybody else. All right. You know why? Because I build the E3 units that are OP. It's what I do. All right. So anyways, with that said, there's not a whole lot else to do today. I mean, really, we showed a little bit of Aida in the PvP function, fought some of the teammates, lost to Yogg because Yogg just always destroys my soul. It's what happens. Went through, did a little bit of broken spaces. I'm actually pretty impressed. She jumped from 80 million damage on the other boss to 108 million damage on the Dust boss. So that's pretty solid. I'm down with that. And, you know, like I said, as I increase my team further and get my Valentinos and stuff upgraded, get Heart Watcher where she doesn't die and is able to stack marks the entire battle, hopefully we'll see a lot better returns there. Tomorrow, probably going to be going back over to the mini account, dropping some orbs over there. So, ooh, but before we go, keep your eyes peeled in the comments section today, peeps, because there will be 2 gift card giveaways. I think we're right on the edge here. Is it the 21st? It's the 20th. So we're good. We're still in time. With that said, though, keep your eyes peeled down there. Sometime randomly between today and tomorrow, those cards will pop up in the comments section. So, boop. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. With that said, though, that is going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please make sure, smash that thumbs up button and show your support. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well and tell your friends about it because that definitely helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one.